Welcome to the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Wednesday, tragedy struck the New Orleans community. Our prayers are with the victims and their families. We also need to be stronger together by overcoming an addiction to divisiveness and negativity. Join Allstate working in local communities all across America to amplify the positive, increase trust, and accept people's imperfections and differences. Together, we win.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allstate is an insurance company that tried to address the tragedy that just happened, and from what you can see from the tweets that you can see, a lot of people were not happy with that apology. It sounded a little tone deaf. Remember to subscribe. And here we have the police of New Orleans superintendent.
What you see behind us is what we call hardening the target. So we have brought in heavy trucks. You will see when you go down Bourbon, you will see yellow, what we call archers, and they're along the sidewalk. And that would be to be preventive if someone had, or if this particular terrorist went around up on the sidewalk, that's what that would do, okay? It would slow that down for anyone who thought that they could breach our targets. And so those are some of the main differences we are done in the quarter. Also, you are going to see an incredibly large presence of police. And we are, though, confident, but we want our community to feel confident and know they are confidently safe. And that's what we're going to do. So right now, I can declare to you that the Bourbon Street is open.
Chief, where did those archers come from?
Sorry?
Those yellow archers, where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them. And so we have been able now to put them out.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's like me saying, I have a key, I'm locking the door now to make sure nobody can enter. And when somebody asks me, why did you lock the door before? I respond, I didn't know the door could be locked, but now we can lock it. It doesn't sound like you really know what you're doing.
Adam, do you acknowledge that you let the victims down by not having an appropriate security plan?
Oh, that's not the correct, that's not correct. We would disagree with that. We had
It was
a
a
security
plan that
plan.
allowed an attacker
Well,
to drive into a crowd.
and I take exception to that, and I do not agree with that.
That has
We
to
had
be a failure.
plan. We do know that people have lost their lives. But if you're experienced with terrorism, you would not be asking that question.
Well, with respect, experience of terrorism surely requires...
Because if you have a plan and the plan fails, you can't tell me it's not a failure because I had a plan. No, it failed. It's okay. But the fact that you don't admit it, I feel way more in danger.
The FBI team and our law enforcement partners here are also reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance and other video from both the French Quarter and other locations. As for a timeline, at this point, investigators believe Jabbar picked up the rented F-150 in Houston, Texas on December 30th. He then drove from Houston to New Orleans on the evening of the 31st, and he posted several videos to an online platform proclaiming his support for ISIS. There were 5 videos posted on Jabbar's Facebook account, which are time-stamped beginning at 1:29 a.m. and the last at 3:02 a.m. In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers, end quote. Additionally, he stated he had joined ISIS before this summer. He also provided a will and testament.
So we have this information about this person, but it's not like anybody cares about that, because on the other side in New York, they were celebrating something totally different.
Resolution! Antifada revolution!
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if it's a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on.
I just find it odd you find an ISIS flag and a half-made bomb. I don't think it's a terrorist attack. But when I say, hey, this FBI agent seems like a DEI hire, everybody says I'm exaggerating. I'm like, bruh, they tweeted about this 6 months ago. We need to hire people by the metric of DEI. They believe one proof, but they don't believe the other proof. Something doesn't make sense. So they went to the guy's house.
We are here inside the New Orleans terrorist home. You can see that it's been clearly destroyed, the door at least, from the FBI raid yesterday. But if we walk through the home, we see some signs of what he was up to. He had this work area here, lots of different chemicals splayed around, and different electronics. This is, again, a work setup. Left receipts, just very unkempt in here. If we go over here, actually, you can see the Department of Justice documents here, the search warrant, and the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals. Again, just left in disarray. There's a bedroom back here, and what appears to be his collection of religious materials, his Qurans, an open Quran with a passage there, as well as even the Bible here, but mostly books on Islam, and his prayer rug just to the left of me here. And if we go back, there's another bedroom here. You can see he left all these belongings, contact lenses, personal belongings, his bathroom. This seems to be some sort of workspace, again, with other chemicals here. The light's still on, some kind of station set up here. We're not really sure what that was for. In, what we can assume was also a bedroom. You can see clothes left here, and just a sign that someone was here up until those last few moments when neighbors said he left just before the New Year's holiday, saying he was done with his lease, it was up, and he was on his way to New Orleans where he would live there. Didn't take any furniture because he said his new home would be furnished. That's all we know so far.
That just happened yesterday. NYPD is just walking there, reporting all the chemicals over there. Aren't you to tell me that the scene is tainted? Am I the one that's crazy to find that suspicious? As if somebody has a plan but would never consider it a failure because the scene is contaminated?
And what we in the Department of Homeland Security have assessed is that the greatest terrorism-related threat that we face in the homeland is the threat of domestic violent extremism. Individuals drawn to violence because of ideologies of hate or false narratives propagated on social media and other online platforms. And the most prominent threat is the threat of white supremacists.
And the reason I'm posting this clip from 2022 is because they have a specific strategy that I don't think they have any plan to change it, because hey, it's not a failure.
Don't get me wrong, ako sa kita bong Puta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk Criollo colombici jam jam turlo Keta verdeta welcome